Respected Chair, Sri Satyanarayana sir, respected panelists, all the invited guests and participants, the presentation made by Sanjay has been quite revealing and very short of lot of takeaways for most of us. This is actually our state is also going for this Public Service Delivery Act, and it has already passed that act. And in that Public Service Delivery Act, there are two things which are very critical. One is timeliness, second is penalty. If a service is not delivered within the time frame that is prescribed, then penalty will be imposed on the officers, and for that there is a great need to leverage ICT to deliver the services in end-to-end manner. And we have several projects which are going on. One is, of course, the National E-District Pilot Project, which will be rolled out very soon. And second, we have several projects at the state level also, which are going on. And in that also a lot of services are being provided, like e-municipality, like we have a lot of projects in the finance department. One of them, I think what Mr. Desai mentioned about commercial tax, where all the way bills are being generated online. All 95% payments are being done online already, and there is also process to integrate the assessment and the payment so that it becomes end-to-end. In higher education sector, there is a project for e-admission and e-administration, where online admission takes place for all about 200 colleges in the state based on their matriculation 10th board or 12th board marks. Now that process is in the being integrated with the database of the board, of the 10th board and the 12th board, so that validation process which is done by the teachers at the colleges online, that is done away with. Like the papers which are being copies, which are being given of these mark sheets, that will not be required. It will be done based on the roll number from the database itself. Similarly, there is a plan to integrate the certificate, which is all the certificates that is used for reservation or for giving weightages like NCC, NSS, etc. in that project. Again, what Union IT Secretary mentioned, which is driving very vigorously, is regarding ability to measure the transactions. That is very critical, and unless we measure, we really cannot manage the what we are doing. And we also need to know how much we need to do, and based on that, we can fix our targets year to year, so that we are able to achieve that. And one proactive action which has been taken by AP, which is really commendable, is to generate all certificates that can be kept in a repository, that has been kept in a repository and can be transacted, because a lot of time goes just to process, verify. If this verification can be done one at a time, like all can be done, be it caste. If it is any change in residence, then those can be workflow oriented. But normally it should be able to generate. But then we need to change our laws or the rules which are in place. Those things, actually, as I mentioned in a closed door session in Bangalore also, that IT secretaries are really not very sort of powerful as far as e-governance projects are concerned, and they are only facilitators. Individual departments have to take the leadership, secretaries can only facilitate, and it is the leadership in each individual department who have to take this call and put more and more services. With the Public Service Delivery Act being operational, I think this urgency will come and more services will come into play. Rajesh ji also mentioned about the stages which an e-governance application normally goes through. As far as otherwise, the service delivery, in each of these stages, we have to define the processes and define the workflow so that the delivery becomes easy and it is the persons are held accountable for any delay or anything. In Odisha, we have one application in which all the letters are put on the web or in the e-space. If it is a public interesting, it is put on the web, and as a result, under e-dispatch project, and most of the offices across the state are now being connected with this, so that input of one office becomes the output for another. If a letter is delivered sent from a collectorate to the secretariat, that letter becomes the input for the workflow in the secretariat. So it will be linked to the OSWAS, which is the paperless or the electronic file processing system, or it's a secretariat workflow system. So that project is also going on. So that is basically making the back office robust, so that the RTI, which is becoming one of the major sources or major work for most departments, because these letters, it can actually, once they are in the public domain, people do not apply for them, and 5 years down the line, we hope that applications on RTI for these letters will diminish completely. Next, our effort is to make the files electronic at the secretariat, where about 10 departments are already gone electronic. The rest of the department will follow. So these are the two other initiatives which I thought I will share. To make all services deliverable within the time frame, it will take some time, because there are certain blocks, mind blocks in various departments who are not really very keen on changing the processes. Actually, processes also need a lot of re-engineering. Unless we re-engineer those processes, we cannot just computerize or make the transactions online. So the processes have to be changed, and we have to work at end-to-end computerization, because at present we had, for example, birth certificate, we have the entire process online, but at the end, the medical officer has to sign and physically give the certificate to the applicant. So in such a scenario, though there is computerization and the process is being done online, whether it is registration or, but the certificate is being signed. So the person has to run around, and of course, once running around is there is also speed money and other things which are, so one of the major objective of this e-gov or Mi-Seva is basically to reduce corruption, and so by systemic intervention. So now we have taken steps to make the certificate available at the CSC level, or at the person, if he has a computer and printer, he or she can print it at his home also. So there is making it end-to-end is very critical if we are making any service available to the public. So similarly, also in the e-registration, only the person has to run around, though whatever transaction being done, it is good for the government or the sub-register to know how many transactions are happening, but for the public there is very little relief in the sense it is not end-to-end. So as Mr. Desai mentioned about back office, we need to make our back offices very robust so that we can deliver the services at the front end. To make the back offices robust, we have to work all our processes what are being done. It is transaction based. Otherwise, we have to if we try entering data after one transaction, then it becomes very difficult because somebody will not enter the data. If transactions are done online, then only it is possible to track the processes. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. It is next to impossible because who is not entering data, who is entering data, it will not get a complete picture. So the key to e-governance lies in making the transactions online at every stage and making the services available to citizens at as decentralized manner as possible, as has been envisaged, whether it is CSC or internet cafe or from the individual can take the output from his or her home. So that is if these things are made, then only it can be possible. AP has done a lot of progress in that matter, I think, which we other states have to sort of follow. A lot of projects are coming, like SSDJ have completed. We are on the e-district also providing a lot of services. Similarly, existing projects. So all these projects need to be integrated so as to make it. So we make one counter, as Union Secretary was making one counter, that how many transactions are happening on every minute, and during the day or during the month or during the year, so that gives some kind of satisfaction to all of us and also confidence to the citizens. With this, I thank E-India and all the organizers for having invited me and giving me an opportunity to share a few of my thoughts. Thank you.